Today I want to talk about my Fender Telecaster and why I think every guitar player should have one of these in their arsenal. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I do all sorts of guitar related stuff like this on my channel. If that's something you enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing while you're here. So what I wanted to do for today's video, which is a little bit different if you follow my content, is I wanted to talk about a guitar that's not really so metal. The Fender Telecaster. Now, even though this is not your traditional Telecaster, this is a modern player which comes with a humbucker in the bridge, and it doesn't have that weird typical Telecaster Fender bridge pickup thing going on here. It still retains a lot of the characteristics of a traditional Telecaster. Now, I've modified this one quite a bit. I've actually gone back and forth between which pickups I like in the bridge, and I ended up putting the stock pickup back in the bridge just because I preferred it a little bit more, and I thought that it helped retain some of the characteristics that I liked about this Telecaster in the first place. One of the things that I absolutely had to change though was the stock bridge. I opted for one of these hip shot bridges, which is a lot more comfortable to play and actually added some sustain to this guitar, which does take away from some of the Telecaster characteristics, but it still leaves quite a bit of them intact. The other thing I did was swap out the control plate for a single volume, no tone control, one toggle switch to split the coils on the humbucker, and I also flipped it so that the pickup selector is down here on the bottom instead of up here on the top. I just kind of like this configuration a little bit more. But other than that, this is a stock Fender modern player Telecaster. So what we're gonna do is plug in this guitar. I'm gonna show you some of the things that I like about it and talk about why I think it's important to have one of these in your guitar rack at your disposal, especially if you are a studio musician or you do any sort of session work, or even if you are just recording your own music at home. I really feel that having a guitar like this is really worth it in those scenarios. But first, if you like my videos and you want to help me keep making them, there's a support section down below with affiliate links, like my affiliate link for Stringjoy. I really enjoy Stringjoy strings, and I think you will also, and I really appreciate the personal touch that they put into their product. I just have a soft spot for companies like that, so if you need new strings, go down there, click that link. It won't cost you anything extra, and you'll be helping support the channel. Okay, let's plug this guy in. All right, guys, I have my modern player Telecaster plugged into my Axe-FX 3, and I'm going through a patch using a Fender Tweed, and we're gonna do something a little bit different here and start out with some clean tones, which is where I think the Telecaster really shines. This is on the bridge pickup full output. And this is one of the things that I'm talking about, you know, if you're a metal guitar player like me and you have a bunch of guitars with EMGs that are just high gain monsters, it's kind of nice having a Telecaster in your lineup just for a little bit of variety, because it just has this chimey, twangy sort of clean sound that, you know, sounds really nice sometimes. So fun fact about me, I am a big Ghost fan. Surprise. For some reason, it's shocking to some people that you can like extreme death metal and Ghost, but I do. And I actually bought this guitar to write some songs in that Ghost psychedelic metal sort of vein. I better not call it metal, some people will get triggered. That Ghost psychedelic rock sort of vein. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I wanted to show you guys some other differences with this. Here's the middle pickup, which is a Stratocaster style pickup in this guitar. And finally, the pickup that is synonymous with the Telecaster, the neck pickup. All right, those of you who watch my channel regularly are probably bored to death of clean tones at this point, so let's move into something with a little bit more gain. This is my attempt at recreating a Led Zeppelin tone. You get the idea. Okay, now let's move on to something with even more gain. This is a patch using the Friedman HBE version 3. It's one that I did a shootout with in a recent video, which I will link up here. And in that video, I used my LTD Eclipse. So this should give you some idea of the tonal differences in between a guitar like that and this guitar. It's quite a bit different. Just the feel of this guitar alone is so much different. I mean, maybe it's the fact that it has a one-piece maple neck or a relatively flat radius, but it's just really easy to play. Really lends itself to those dad bends, you know? All right, I'm gonna play along to one of those songs that I was talking about here so that way you can hear it in a mix. All right, very different than the majority of content that you will see on my channel, but it's a very different guitar with a very different vibe. And to be honest with you, that's what I really like about it. There are days that go by where I just don't want to play metal and I want to take a break and play something completely different. And those are the days that I really enjoy having a Telecaster, because variety is the spice of life. And having a Telecaster to play that's hanging up there on my rack really just drives that point home for me. Plus, it's nice having a guitar that you can do ridiculous dad bends on and make it go out of tune. Alright guys, so do you agree with me about owning a Telecaster? Do you think it's an important guitar to have in your arsenal? Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, I think there are certain sounds that a Telecaster really just lends itself to, and I think also just sort of the vibe of having one is really cool, especially, you know, if you're a metal guy like me and you just want to change things up and maybe get outside your comfort zone and play something a little bit different. So since I know a lot of you guys out there buy guitars and gear all the time, why not buy a Telecaster and check one out? You might be surprised at how much you enjoy it. Special thanks to all of my awesome patrons for helping me bring you videos just like this one. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon, there's a link for that in the description below. And if you like my videos, make sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.